Why peace in Ladakh is critical to India. Let me start with the scrapping of Article 370 and the unnecessary division of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. In 2019, the Modi government scrapped Article 370 and carved Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories, J&K and Ladakh. This was marketed by the Modi government as a historic masterstroke that would end militancy, bring peace, and unlock development. The propaganda was relentless. The truth, however, is very different. Jammu and Kashmir today remains a military garrison, thousands of troops on the streets, checkpoints everywhere, around every corner, and hundreds of people who have been killed in terrorist attacks every year. Instead of peace, only political rights have been extinguished. And then came the betrayal of Ladakh, a region that had always been peaceful and loyal. Untouched by militancy, was stripped of its statehood aspirations and placed under Delhi's direct control. Amit Shah and Narendra Modi misread the Ladakhi temperament. They mistook the people's calmness for weakness, believing Ladakhis would quietly accept this injustice. That arrogance is now backfiring. So, has Ladakh been orphaned? Today, Ladakh feels abandoned and voiceless. It has no legislature, no local empowerment, and no say in its own future. Every decision about land resources and livelihood is taken in Delhi, far away from the mountains where the consequences will actually be felt. Ironically, this has united Leh and Kargil, two regions with different religions and cultures, under one common demand: dignity and autonomy. For the first time, Buddhists and Muslims in Ladakh stand together, not against Pakistan or China, but against Delhi's indifference. When border citizens lose faith in the capital, it is not merely governance failure, it is a national security risk. The struggles of Sonam Wangchuk, land grievances, and Shah's illogical responses. Engineer and environmentalist Sonam Wangchuk, admired worldwide for his innovations, has become the face of Ladakh's protests. His hunger strikes in freezing temperatures are not for personal gain, but for Ladakh's survival, demanding constitutional safeguards to protect its fragile ecosystem and unique culture. But Delhi's response has been arrogant. Home Minister Amit Shah casually dismissed Wangchuk's demands as though ignoring them would make the discontent vanish. That dismissiveness has only deepened local anger. Adding to fuel to the fire is the looming specter of a large scale land acquisition for mega solar projects. A scroll.in investigation revealed that in the Pang region of Changthang, a 13 gigawatt integrated renewable energy project, 9 gigawatt solar, and 4 gigawatt wind is being planned. The project is expected to generate 9 gigawatts of solar power and 4 gigawatts of wind power. The electricity will be transmitted 730 kilometers away from Ladakh to Haryana. This is a report which has come in Scroll. The same report adds, by November 21, the plan had expanded into one for 10 gigawatt project in Pang, requiring 160 square kilometer of land. The total land requirement is estimated around 250 square kilometer, twice the size of the Union Territory of Chandigarh. The report further adds an additional 61,000 acres are being acquired in Ladakh for the hybrid renewable energy park, as the Minister for the New Renewable Energy noted. Now, for Ladakhis, these numbers are staggering. In a fragile ecosystem where every inch of pasture is vital, 61,000 represents nothing less than existential threat. While it is still unclear which private companies, including the powerful conglomerates, might benefit, the suspicion itself has already created resentment. Farmers and herders see their ancestral lands being eyed as corporate assets without their consent. This has become a grudge not just against big businesses but against the government itself. By dismissing Wangchuk and pushing opaque land deals, Delhi is telling Ladakhis that their land matters more as corporate real estate than as a homeland. So, why peace in Ladakh is critical? Ladakh is not just a remote frontier, it is India's front line, its watershed, its fortress. But yesterday's violent protests showed how far things have deteriorated. In Leh, demonstrators outraged over decades of neglect and broken promises torched a BJP office. They smashed police vehicles and clashed with security forces. Police firing in the chaos killed three civilians and injured many more in scenes that looked less like democracy and more like a war zone. On top of this, the central government escalated matters even further by cancelling the FCRA license of Sonam Wangchuk's NGO, silencing the one voice that was calling for a peaceful resolution. Only a political operator like Amit Shah could think that repression is a solution. What he has actually done in turn is Ladakh's discontent has been thrown into open rebellion. This is no longer a protest, it's a meltdown. And the cold deserts of the Ladakh, the fire of resentment is spreading fast. India cannot afford such fractures at its edge. Three nuclear powers converge in Ladakh. We should all remember that. Few places on earth are as geopolitically explosive as Ladakh. To the east lies China, to the west Pakistan, and just north is Afghanistan. Three nuclear powers, India, China, and Pakistan, rub shoulders in this fragile space. Any unrest in Ladakh risks being exploited by China or Pakistan. Any spark here could set off a wider confrontation with global consequences. A stable Ladakh is therefore not just India's security concern, it is a global necessity. And always remember, China is watching. Modi should know better. China is not idle. It is building roads, bases, and airstrips all along the line of actual control in Ladakh. The Galwan clash of 2020 proved that Beijing is willing to test India's resolve. Even today, India cannot patrol freely in parts of Depsang and Demchok. Instead of strengthening Ladakh's people and administration, the Modi government has chosen propaganda over strategy. Beijing knows very well that an alienated, restless Ladakh is India's Achilles heel. Every hunger strike, every ignored grievance is an opportunity for China. Modi should know this better. Peace on this frontier is built not just with tanks but with trust. So, in conclusion, Ladakh is more than a border. It is a test of India's political wisdom. Mishandle it, and India risks alienating its most loyal citizen, damaging its ecology, and handing its enemies a strategic gift. Handle it wisely with dignity, dialogue, and autonomy, and Ladakh becomes India's strongest frontier. Peace in Ladakh means peace on India's border. It means fewer soldiers dying in the world's highest battlefield. It means rivers flowing securely, communities thriving, and India focusing on growth instead of permanent conflict. The Modi government must stop believing its own narrative and start listening. Because in Ladakh, the silence is deceptive. Beneath it, anger is rising, and if Delhi does not act tomorrow, it may be too late. Peace in Ladakh is not optional, it is India's survival strategy.